and they were breaking into the Capitol, smashing windows, injuring police officers. Why did it take you 3 hours to tell them to go home?
I don't believe it did.
Oh, it's got the facts.
So if you look at on January 5th, the day before.
CaveFam, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another reaction. This is Segovia coming to you live from the new and improved Man Cave. Loving it. Got some good feedback from you guys. Appreciate all the love I got from my last video. Let's keep the train going, y'all. Let's keep it going. We're getting very, very close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Look how much I got right there. About 931 at the time of this filming. Hit that subscribe, y'all. Let's get it to 1,000. Let's quit playing games. We got a giveaway coming up at 8. You know my saying. Enough with the chit chat. Let's get into the reaction. All right, CaveFam, here we go. Another conspiracy theory TikTok compilation that I put together. Hope you guys enjoy it. We're going deep in the murky waters. I got my bubbly right here, waiting to get sipped on while we watch this. If you guys are sipping on something, enjoy. It's Friday night, y'all. Let's have some fun, and let's kick back. Enjoy.
Mark Zuckerberg may be planning on his Hawaiian estate. Wired reports that Meta's founder is building a mega compound on roughly 1,400 acres of land on the island of Kauai, including an underground bunker with a concrete-filled metal door. The residence reportedly will have up to a dozen buildings with some 30 bedrooms and 30 bathrooms. The two main residences will be reportedly connected by a tunnel that leads to the underground shelter. Another feature, that's according to Wired, includes 11 tree houses connected by rope bridges that travel along the estate. The report says it will cost more than $270 million to build. There's already some controversy from indigenous people in the region who are upset about the disruption that this has caused. But this got me thinking about a book, a new book that's out recently by Douglas Rushkoff. It's called Survival of the Richest. He's a professor at City University of New York. He calls this nervous billionaires building bunkers. He writes that here are the wealthiest, most powerful people I've ever met, yet they feel utterly helpless to avoid the inevitable event. You know, the climate crisis or pandemic or social unrest that leads to revolution or mass unrest that renders the world unavailable for any of us. And
why is no one questioning why Mark Zuckerberg is...
I got two takes on it. One, either he knows something we don't know and he's getting prepared, which is what we're thinking, right? We're on conspiracy theory TikToks, y'all. That's what we're thinking. That's more where we're leaning. But then there's another side, right? Maybe he went down a YouTube rabbit hole on bunkers. I mean, he's a billionaire. If I had that type of money and I went down a rabbit hole on bunkers, I'd build me a sick bunker. Why? Because that's chump change, right? Now, let me tell you a little bit of rabbit hole I recently went down. I went down the rabbit hole for a lawnmower. And I ended up going to Walmart and buying a battery operated lawnmower for my backyard. So if I had billions of dollars, my rabbit holes would be a little bit different. You know what I mean? I'd be going into Hawaii too and building a big old bunker. It's one of those two things, y'all. Let's hope for the second one, right? He's got a little hobby.
Building a huge underground bunker in Hawaii right now. He's building an $100 million Hawaii compound right now with an underground bunker that will contain food and energy resources. His complex is called Kailua Ranch, and it is shaping up to be one of the most expensive personal projects in modern history. The compound will consist of a dozen buildings with 2 central mansions that will be connected to a tunnel that will lead to a 5,000 square foot underground bunker. The shelter will contain an escape hatch, a living spaces, mechanical room, and feature blast resistant concrete along with steel doors. Is there something coming that we should be aware about?
We do not yet know the full extent and the systemic and structural changes which will happen. However, we do know that global energy systems, food systems, and supply chains will be deeply affected. Our life in 10 years from now will be complete.
See, I don't know who this Klaus Schwab is. I never heard of him. I stumbled across him when I was making this video, and he seems like one of the top dogs at the global government summits. And he says some creepy things, y'all.
Completely different, very much affected, and who masters those technologies in some way will be the master of the world.
HAARP has had some stuff to say in response to all these conspiracy theories, and here are some of the answers that they have to people's lingering questions. HAARP scientists have claimed that radio waves, which they use the antennas to send into the ionosphere, cannot manipulate the weather or cause weather events. One of the more bizarre rumors about HAARP is that it can make caribou walk backwards with its radio waves. As the rumor goes, one day in the small town of Glen Allen, Alaska, the caribou randomly started walking backwards. One of these alleged witnesses called Anchorage Daily
That's
News
crazy.
and said it was caused by
Shot.
mind control. When HAARP was planning on closing in 2014, he told a Senate committee that we're moving on to other ways of managing the ionosphere, which the HAARP was really designed to do, to inject energy into the ionosphere to be able to actually control it. So some people took that quote as saying as HAARP can control the ionosphere, but is that really what David was saying? HAARP can control a very tiny part of the ionosphere for their experiments, but that doesn't mean that they can control the entire ionosphere.
We may soon learn the identities of more people connected to Jeffrey Epstein. A federal judge has ordered the release of more than 150 names which were previously withheld. They include witnesses and victims in the civil case against Ghislaine Maxwell, who is currently serving 20 years in prison for being Epstein's accomplice in sex trafficking. The list also includes some of Epstein's former employees. Epstein, a wealthy and well-connected financier, was indicted in 2019 for a scheme of involving underage girls. He later took his own life in jail before he could be tried.
3 names on Jeffrey Epstein's blood.
We all know what we think about that, right? It's coming out, y'all. January 1st. That's Monday, right? It's got to be out by Monday. Who's going to be on it? Oh, now, we've seen a lot of lists, but are they legit? Anyone could type up a list, y'all. Are these legit, right? Who can we trust? Who do we trust? I know I'm going to be checking out that list, so I won't be surprised if 150 people on the list are all Republican, dog. I would not be surprised. They're all Trump's first cousin, second cousin, third cousin, 50th cousin, all blood ties to him.
3 names on Jeffrey Epstein's blacklist will reportedly be withheld from the public. Although a federal judge ruled more than 150 names should be released, a trio of nefarious individuals will get to remain anonymous. Representative Tim Burchett says he believes his colleagues in Congress, a place known for shady dealings, are being blackmailed to block information surrounding Epstein and his child trafficking ring.
The disgraced financier was facing additional federal charges of operating a sex trafficking ring involving dozens of underage girls when he committed suicide in a Manhattan jail in 2019. Prince Andrew and former Victoria's Secret CEO Les Wexner are among the 13 people who have tried unsuccessfully to remain anonymous. But others are asking too. There is Doe 107, who is begging the judge to remain secret, saying it would put
who's that going to be?
Her
life.
revealed. So what other names
Clinton?
might we see on January 1st or 2nd? Earlier, I spoke with investigative reporter Vicky Ward, author of Vicky Ward Investigates on Substack, who's been covering the Epstein story closely for years. Vicky, there's a lot of speculation about whose names will be on this list. Do you think there'll be any big surprises?
So, I'm a little skeptical of the idea there'll be huge names that we don't already know, simply because Virginia Giuffre already made accusations against very prominent names.
Now I'm gonna tell it like this, y'all know just how I know. Once these names drop, it's gonna be a lot of strange things that happen. Like they said though, January 1st, January 2nd, whenever this list drop, we gonna see. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this list finna drop in the comment. Like,
So when they went to the
You know what I think is going to happen when they drop this list? Same thing that happened when Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. Nobody cared, y'all. These phones, I don't have my phone on me. These phones, breaking news is just nothing to us no more. I remember when I was little, when there was breaking news on the news, like me and my mom would rush to the TV like, breaking news, breaking news. Now it's breaking news every 5 seconds. There's something breaking news, and it's nothing crazy. So that's what's going to happen when they drop these. We're going to make a couple of videos, a couple TikToks about them. And then there's a new year, right? There's something that happens and we just forget all about them. Same thing that happened with, I'm surprised the world didn't go crazy for Jeffrey Epstein killing himself. That's what's going to happen, y'all. Ain't nothing going to change. Nobody going to get killed. Nothing.
Capitol, and they were breaking into the Capitol, smashing windows, injuring police officers. Why did it take you 3 hours to tell them to go home?
I don't believe it did.
Oh, it's got the facts.
So if you look at, on January 5th, the day before, I said, please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They are truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful. Stay peaceful. This was the day before, and this was in the form of Twitter. Now use Truth Social. I think it's far superior, okay? I hope everybody's on Truth. If you look January 6th, this is before 2:30. I am asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful. This is right after, as it was happening. But what happened is they took it down. I don't know why. I think they took it down because it was so good. They didn't like it being up there. I am asking, and we didn't know until I got it back, because now I have 90 million people waiting for me to go back, but I'm on Truth, and I'm staying on Truth. Listen, I am asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful. No violation. We want no violation. We want no violence. Remember, we are the party of law and order. Respect the law and our great men and women in blue. Thank you. That was at 2:30.
Sammy told me he worshipped the devil. We were in Dan Tana's on that restaurant with all the pictures of him. Sammy was like, you know, Satan is as powerful as God. And I was like, what?
Oh, laughing.
What are you talking about? He says, why do you think there's so much anger in the world and killing and murder and Satan? And he saw my reaction to it, and he kind of lightened up on it. And he was like, the Dan Tana is dark, and it's the candles on the table and Sammy's face over the candle. You know, Satan is as powerful as God.
Do you think we need to worry about what they're putting in our electronics?
Yeah, I bought this awesome vacuum and mop that's in one. It completely connects to a Chinese server to transmit and receive information. When you plug it in, it says, charging started, charging stopped. Like when you put it on and off, I could control that with my computer through a Chinese cloud server. There's no reason that vacuum and mop should connect to a Chinese cloud infrastructure whatsoever, but it does. And at any point, they could change the way that functionality works and take over my home network with this vacuum mop.
Are you serious with a vacuum mop?
Yep.
48 years of study.
That's crazy. And you know, everyone's got, the whole country, 95% have to have something, an electronic made in China, whether it's their TV, their PlayStation, their microwave, right? And they can just hack into it and control it. I've always thought this, my little paranoid self, since I was a little kid, like I would always think like I had a PlayStation 2, right? I would always think like all my friends have a PlayStation 2. Everyone I know has a PlayStation 2. Like, why can't China put a little bomb in there? A little bomb just to blow up the house or something. Like if they really want to take us over and crumble America, like everyone's got China. Like that guy said, you can hack it and make that mop do whatever the hell you want to do.
Nothing in this world is what you think it is. Nothing operates the way you think it does. Government does not work the way you think it does.
It's not about people voting for a president.
No, it has nothing to do with that. We're talking money. We're talking control, corporations, big business, period. End of sentence. Religion is a corporation. It's all the religions of the Western world, especially in the Western world, all religions operate under maritime admiralty law. Maritime admiralty is the law of water. There are only two things on the earth: land and water. So there are two kinds of law, the law of the land and the law of water. The law of the land is the custom of the people who live on a particular piece of land. So the law of the land is different in every country. So the custom of the people living on a particular piece of land is called the law of the land. But there is also a larger, far more important law on the earth. It's called the law of the sea, the law of the water. That law is referred to in courts as maritime admiralty. Maritime admiralty is the law of water. Once you understand the law of water, it opens up a world of occult hidden symbols and hidden foundations on how we live.
What are some of those laws that we're not aware of?
Oh, my goodness. When you walk into a courtroom, why do you go to court? You play basketball on a court. You play tennis on a court. Yeah, how do you play tennis on a court? You play with a racket. Come on. And so the judge walks out. He rules from the bench. right? Look it up in a Latin dictionary. The word bench is a bank in Latin. So the judge is ruling for the bank. That's why he wears a black robe, because the black robe represents the planet Saturn, the god of banking and law. The black robe represents the planet Saturn, who in the ancient world was called Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
Well, he is Lord of the Rings. And so women were told in the ancient world to listen to their god, so they would wear an ear ring. Men were to get married before their god, so they wear a wedding ring, because Saturn was Lord of the Rings. And he is also the inhibitor. He was the one who holds you back. He represents government, banking, the police department, all kinds of institutions that are powerful that can hold you back. He was the inhibitor, the judge, the court, the government.
The structure in
The structure,
astrology.
right.
Yeah.
And so Saturn was the inhibitor who holds you back.
The truth is hidden in plain sight, and this is how they hide everything.
We might have
If
to do
you
a
are
deeper
looking
dive
for the
on that.
knowledge that has been hidden from us,
The law
that
of the
explains
sea.
how actually powerful
Or
you
of the
are.
water.
If you want to know what you are and where you are, this ebook will literally unveil that for you. And ye shall know
I ain't
the
gonna
truth,
look into it that
and
much.
truth shall set you
I
free.
won't come back from that. Crack myself up, y'all.
Wait, do you know that this plane disappeared and landed 37 years later?
This is
but the surprise
crazy.
is not here. The actual surprise was when the plane landed again.
Is this real?
The plane took off from New York in 1955 with 57 passengers on board, and it was supposed to go to Florida to Miami. It was a common flight for everyone in the plane until something happened and changed their lives forever. Suddenly, the plane disappeared from the radars, and no one in the control room managed to contact the pilot. It was almost just like the plane has been stolen or crashed in the ocean. After that, the case been closed till the day 21 of May, 1992, when the air traffic controller located in Venezuela saw the plane landing in their airport. Then suddenly they get a call from the plane pilot screaming, "Where are we?" The pilot then gave them all the
I wonder if this is
information of the
true.
flight, and they
The
realized
comments
that
look
it
like
was
they
the
were.
plane that was
It was
supposed to
legit.
land 37 years ago. But the strange thing is that no one of the passengers have aged. Imagine you were on that plane, but your only way to escape is to get a comment with 0 likes. It might seem easy, but only the chosen one can do it. Returning to the story, I have a secret footage of the plane, but I can't post it here on TikTok, so I have linked it so you can watch it by clicking on the right arrow below. Click on more and choose photos.
The most insane theory is the one of the Malaysia Airlines flight MH370, which randomly disappeared with 239 passengers on board. To this day, nobody truly knows what happened to it, as it was such a common flight. The pilot communicates with the control tower, and the last words he says are "Good night, Malaysia." This brings up the theory that the pilot had turned insane and nose-dived the plane into the ocean. The Malaysian 340 connects to a communications tower after 2 seconds. The plane disappears from all radars. For a plane to disappear from civilian radar, it can only mean that the plane has lost all power, or has been manually turned off, or it exploded in 2 seconds. But if the plane is losing power, it couldn't have traveled as far as it did from here. When it lost the signal, some people think extraterrestrials are behind us, or that it's a black hole. But I think it's a cover-up. The main journalist in charge of this case disappeared in 2020. Apparently, the Malaysian army could see the plane for almost an hour, and it circled for 20 minutes. It was even spotted on military radar, but nobody reacted. And the strangest thing of all is that apparently before the plane took off, a clandestine shipment of over a ton of military equipment was smuggled in without passing through the security gates. So what do you think? Was it the government or the pilots?
When the people around you don't celebrate you properly, I'm only good as what I could do. You make me feel like I'm only good as what I could provide. And I bet not do this and bet not do this, or you gon', you know what I'm saying? This how you look at life. It's like you're not being celebrated by the people around you. Like, I'm already getting beat up by the world. I'm already looking at social media, you know, and comparing my life to other people's highlight reels. I'm dealing with this. I'm already dealing with the anxiety because I gotta be the best in my field. When I feel like I'm not the best at what I'm doing, I'm already this. And then to go home and still not be in peace.
All right, CaveFam, there you have it. I like some Kevin Gates. He says some out of the box things, right? But man, Kevin Gates has gotten me through some tough days, some tough nights, y'all. Kevin Gates, check him out. He's got some good music. But anyways, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. Look at my setup, dog. I love the green screen, y'all. I'm sorry, I can't get enough of it. But if you guys made it this far, make sure you guys leave a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Segovia signing out. See you guys on the next video. Later.